Peace, peace, peace. What's good? I literally just want to share how you really have no idea how many gifts every experience is carrying for you, even especially the ones that are the hardest, the most challenging. I don't want to say hard, but the most challenging. It's like when you're being stretched, it's like I don't know, let's say some weird long glue when it's being stretched. I'm sure the glue, if it had words it could say, it would say, I feel very uncomfortable being stretched right now. But then it just becomes so much longer and longer. And it's all of those experiences that we grow through that carry so much value for us. And I say that for so many reasons. Me just reflecting on everything that I've experienced, everything that I am experiencing, and how it happened for me so beautifully. Even something so small like right now, it happened to me again, where I had this experience 2 times when I recorded a video and I finished and I was gonna upload. I literally uploaded, actually. I uploaded the entire videos, and then next thing I know, there was no sound. It's happened to me a couple times already, where I channel this long message, pour my whole heart out, and then there's zero sound. It's just completely mute. And of course, during that time, it's uncomfortable for me to know that, oh my gosh, everything I just said it's just now lip movement. But now I make sure I always have sound. Now I make sure that this microphone is always turned on. And just right now, it happened to me again. It happened to me last night, where I learned from a lesson and I turned on the microphone, but then it didn't turn on. And I double checked. And because I double checked, I was able to see that the microphone hadn't turned on. Right now, I literally put the microphone on my braid and I connected the mic to my phone. And I literally was already recording, and something told me just do a sound check. So I did a 2 seconds piece, and then I checked it and there was no sound. And it's because I forgot to turn on the mic. But because of those experiences that were very difficult, not extremely difficult, but they were a little bit not so great to go through, of not having any sound because I didn't double check to make sure to take the necessary calm and ease beforehand and make sure everything was done properly, everything was good, everything was connected. Okay, now record, because that's the whole purpose of the message, to have sound. Otherwise, what's the point? And so because of that, now every single time I double check, and now every single time I will make sure I have sound. And that's the gift that I received from those experiences. Because the first few times I didn't listen, I didn't learn, and it happened to me again, and then it happened to me again. It's probably been for sure 3 times, maybe 4, maybe 5. No, not 5, but it's happened to me a few times. And so that brings me to really this whole point and purpose of what's wanting to come through me. This energy of like, wow, when we can pull ourselves back a little bit from the experiences, like an eagle's view, pull out, zoom out of your life, zoom out of those experiences, and see everything that you gained from that. Even though it was difficult, even though it was uncomfortable, even though it really, really, like we have learned to say, it tested you, even though you had some sleepless nights, even though you had those nights of crying yourself to sleep, even though you were very, very lost and confused in different moments, when you Zoom out from all of that. Leave that there on the table. Not because it doesn't have any value, but because you want to see things from a different perspective of what all of that you left on the table was guiding you into, what tools it was leading you to, that it knew, that life knew, that source knew, that universe knew that you would be needing later on to be stronger, to be more wise, to be more intuitive, to be more connected to yourself, to trust yourself over anything and everything else, to follow your own guidance, your own intuition, to trust in that feeling and that nudge that tells you, I don't think you should be going through there. All of that is serving a purpose. Everything is always serving some purpose in your life for you to gain some tool from it. Some invisible tool that later on you have no idea how much you're going to utilize that tool that those other experiences left you with. Now you're going to recognize those same characters that you've seen before in your past, just a different avatar. Now you're going to remember the situation that you have when a situation arises where you have an opportunity to follow your intuition, to lead with your intuition, to lead with love and not fear, to lead with your own divine inner guidance, not the external world, not he said, she said, and so I will. I feel it and I believe it, and that's why I do, and that's why I be, and that's why I am. Leading with that. And so I just remind you that regardless of what experience you are experiencing, or what experiences you have experienced, zoom out for a moment. Take an eagle's view and see everything that you learned, everything that you gained, everything that it reminded you of who you are. How, in the end, it really did work out for you. And maybe you're still experiencing it where you still haven't seen the end of that chapter to know everything always worked out. Just like a movie. It could be so intense for the whole 2 hours, but that last 5 minutes shows you, whoa, everything worked out. The feelings were deep, the emotions were deep. That whole journey of the movie could have been very intense. But still, you walk away with like, wow, so much. So much. And it's a choice it's a choice for us to harness the energy of the ego and zoom out of things. Take a different lens, come from a different approach, because the same energy that created the problem won't solve the problem. And so if you harness the energy of the ego and take a different, higher perspective over your life, over that experience or experiences, through the wisdom that it sees within every experience, and realize, wow, this brought me so much value. This brought me so much wisdom. It reminded me of so much of my wisdom. It reminded me of so much of my truth. And a lot of times it can happen where you get reminded of your truth by things that were not honest, that were not truthful, that were not genuine, that were not loyal. You're able to see what choices you don't want to make through others, through yourself. I have reflected on so many different experiences where I taught myself what I don't want to be. I've been in energy and I've been in an energy before where I was the person that I was the one who probably should have stayed a little bit away from. And I've had to face that and also see from an ego's lens and an ego's perspective how all of that version of another version of me was showing me, reminding me of everything I'm not, reminding me of everything that didn't feel good and resonate with my true self and the true essence of the vibration of love that I am, and the vibration of love that I want to exude out, the frequency of love that I want to give and receive to. There's gifts in absolutely everything, every experience. Through every noise gives you a gentle reminder of how soft and how beautiful, how gentle it feels. How gentle quietness feels. The noise reminds you to embrace the quiet and the calmness and the ease. There's actually no true negative and positive the way we think it is. Someone can see negativity and view it from another higher perspective and see how much positive came from that. And gather all of those tools from all that negativity that the negative brought. Even showing what path not to take, or what path to take. The negative has a purpose. If not, there wouldn't be no purpose for it to exist, for it to be, for it to have been. And that's why there's beauty in everything. But it's up to us to see it from that lens, to see it from that higher perspective, to be able to zoom out of things and have the emotional intelligence to scan for the good. To scan for the good. I feel like it's such a great program to download within you. The program of scanning things for the good, not scan things for the bad. It's so easy to see the badness. It's so easy to say, oh, this didn't work out, this didn't work out. But truly, for me, that's the hardest thing to do. I can't see something and not see the beauty from it, not see the positive from it. It's hard for me to accept that something didn't work out the way it was meant to. It just doesn't even resonate with me. It's like putting two different frequencies that don't go together and they just clash. It's so much easier to see the good when you have that download within you. It's so much easier because it feels so much better. It makes you feel lighter. It's so much harder to look at the bad because it just squishes your spirit. It squashes your entire frequency. So I just remind you, just take a moment to pause, to take a deep breath, a few deep breaths, and scan things for the good. Scan things for what it brought you, the tools that it showed you. everything that you're taking away because of that experience. And I also, because I'm always seeing this life as a game, and so many thinking in so many different metaphors. This life being a game, when you're going through, you're literally playing a game. As you go through every level, at the end of every level, it gets harder and harder. Because it's got to place more challenges on you so that it could keep you from getting to the next level. And it's up to us to take the tools that we already have from the journey that we've already experienced and utilize those tools. Utilize our intuition, utilize our divine guidance, utilize the power of source that lives within us. To be able to harness all these energies also of nature, like the eagle, zoom out of things, get into a higher perspective of things. Utilize these tools to get us to the next level. As you're reaching the end of a level, it's going to become more challenging, and embrace it, because that tells you that you were about to ascend to a next level in this game of your life. So don't let anything stop you from continuing going forward. And don't let anything take away your power of all these tools that you already have within you, that you came into this game with. You came into this game with all the tools you could ever need. And as you go through every level, you gain a lot more. You become more powerful the more you tune into yourself. And the more you take every single experience as these tools to continue to get you to the next thing. But also, gentle reminder, it's not about getting to the next anything. It's about being present in every experience that we're in, because it's being present in the experiences that we're gaining the tools. If we're not present, if we're just trying to get to the next thing, if we're just thinking that it's about getting to the next levels, then we're not being present and we're missing out on the tools that are there only if we're present enough to notice them. Only if we're present enough to not be in a rush to get from level 1 to level 2. This game is a different one. This game is about going through things calmly, with ease, being aware, being mindful, being present. One of the main keys is being present. It's presence. When we're in the present, the gift of the present, we are tuned in, tapped in, and turned all the way on. And I trust that this message served its purpose of turning you a little bit up more, turning you on a little bit more. Now I hand the baton for you to do the rest. Signed and sealed. Peace.